Welcome back to the Spit Out. I'm Jefferson. Alongside me, as always, the one with all the holes in this game, Swiss Cheese, and we're the disc golf world. And yeah, we're going to be the guys talking about the drug testing.
We're going to lead right out with it.
We're going to go with it.
Man, this is weird. It's just odd. The timing, everything about it.
30 days before Worlds.
Yeah.
It feels, at least the way I read it, that the PDGA told the players as soon as they found out.
Their hands are tied. Right? Like
that's how I read it. It feels like they were trying to basically in the message be like, hey, this wasn't really us.
But then you're also like 30 days, you're just coming up. And like, granted, 30 days is a guesstimate. Everybody's bodies are different. Like, you know what I mean? That's especially if we're talking about cannabis and you're coming from a legal state, I think, in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is a powder keg of a situation that could happen.
Well, also, it was weird because phrasing in it talked about there could be serious
implications.
Yeah, but it was super vague.
Super fucking vague.
Like, what does this mean?
Super vague.
It almost felt like, hey, we know we're told that we're the stoner people. Don't make it look that way.
And that's the problem with like how you interpret what's written. And like, they could have just been like, hey, this could implicate sponsorships and this and that. Like, this could be a
Is it a big deal over there?
What?
The weed? Like the perception of that, is it not? Because in America now, it's so relaxed.
Yeah.
Like if someone was told they were like, smoking weed, no one's gonna care.
Yeah, like what's happened in like the last like 2 years is just like insane with what's going on in America. I think the Europeans take pride in like the professionalism of their sports, and that's why I think
that is true. Even I was looking back at articles from the 90s talking about it was in that video I showed you. Yeah. Talking about the beginnings of the PDGA, and they talked about how European disc golf was already so far ahead.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't imagine. It's only gotten worse. So I can't wait to, first of all, experience what you guys have set up over there, any European watchers, because I've yet to, with my own eyes, experience this so-called professionalism that European disc golf brings. But I'm very excited because that's going to give us so much more perspective of what needs to happen over here.
It really makes sense if you think about it. Is like, we're talking about a country like far smaller than that of the United States. So you got like a concentrated population. You can share resources more, and the results are coming. I think that's the other scary part about it. Like, we are just now at like the early stages of these results. Like, you know what I mean? In the investment of like making this professionalism, proving to the pros over there that like, hey, you're going to make a living here. And then like, that's only going to just grow and get that talent pool that much better. It's going to be scary. So I can't wait for it. But as far as the drug screening, you can't do this. Like, and like the letter that we saw to the players, not sure if that's public, so I don't know if we're
going to throw it on the screen.
I feel like we were debating that earlier before this.
We were given it. I'm writing it now. It's not like there's super sensitive information. So basically the first thing is talking about the PDGA inform the players, regardless of whoever, whatever, that they were just told this information, that they were going to be having some anti-doping testing, and that they should plan accordingly, basically. And that the line that we were talking about earlier was, we are advising you to prepare yourselves accordingly, as we all wish to avoid an unfortunate incident at Pro Worlds. Such an incident could have a serious impact on both a non-compliant disc golf athlete as an individual and on our sport as a whole. For a guy smacking a gummy probably after the preserves want to relax, but maybe hop in the hot tub.
Like a random gummy?
Come on,
dude, come on. Like,
But I will say the other thing about the weed itself, and from what I looked at, it says it's all in competition is the issue with the cannabinoids. And I will look up.
So you're saying like, like they're not screening if they're high before they hit the tee.
No, but I said, when I look up what does in competition mean for WADA, it says means the period after the rider has passed the technical and or administration. And I mean, I should not say words in the fucking podcast. I can't read.
So they're basically saying they could drug screen right after the competition's over.
Yeah, I believe so. And that's like when the random sampling will be taken. Because at least from what I know on other sports, when they do testing like this, it is literally they show up, you have to give it to them. You can't walk away without having the testing. Now that's USADA. Is it USADA? That's what USADA does. I don't know if WADA is
Yeah,
any different, but I'm pretty sure it's got to be the same. And then how, because I was listening to Grip Lock a little earlier, and they talked about how the random drug testing isn't really random, as that they like pick people perception wise in other sports. I don't know if I have literally zero knowledge, because the UFC, you have to do it for everybody. And that's like the only other sport I really know that does. Like, does baseball really pick like, you look like a stoner, we're going to get
Man,
you?
I think that is like one of the like perceptions. I remember like when at high school, one of my years, we were the first like drug screening ever in high school. And I remember like those drug screenings were either like the for sure knows or yeah, these are possibilities and these guys are going home sick type shit. Like, the goal was to like, hey, I'm getting out before I can get screened. You know what I mean?
And there, you can't do that here. Now, if you are getting asked to perform the test, you are doing that. And now, do you think that, because I heard a lot of conversation of why would you do this if you're risking it, but part of me is like, a lot of these people have paid for all this stuff. And if they are stoners like that and they don't want to take a break, they're risking that shit, man. They got the thought process of it ain't gonna be
fucking
me.
random,
you know?
Yeah, they're probably like on some cleanse maybe and just trying to like
Get a little detox in.
yeah,
before.
they might. Most of them are probably pushing the envelope and like, I'm gonna detox later. You know what I mean?
Come on, yeah.
Like,
The stoners out
like,
there for sure.
come on, flights are long. That flight's long.
What would
guys.
you set the line at of over under people getting
like total
dinged?
drug screens or like
no amount of people that get like pulled for?
Oh,
something?
you'd have to tell me like how many. Yeah, I would.
Like 100 and something.
There's like how many?
Call it like 200 people.
200
FPO
people
and MPO.
Yeah. What, 20%?
You think that many get dinged?
No, I thought like just screened.
Oh no. How many people do you think are gonna get screened?
I think it's lower than you think.
I don't think
whatever.
you know what I think.
What do you think?
I don't know. I haven't really thought of it. That's what you first.
I think it's going to be lower than you think. I think there's a large
Just
European
anyone.
field. I think there's a large European field. Does anybody? I would like if I was betting on it. Yeah, I'm going to say
And
something.
we got to know about that. You think?
Huh?
And we're gonna hear about that, obviously, right? If anyone does, because it would be they won't be playing.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. So that would be fun to look after.
It would be interesting to just like again, like what's stopping them from just being like, oh, you need a drug screen? DNF. I'm not competing.
Yeah, I'm done.
Like,
I'm out.
like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, if they do it afterwards.
Yeah, if they're drug screening afterwards, maybe you get a DNF or maybe you do this. Like, I would hope that the PDG, like honestly, this is kind of the stuff that like we don't know the back end. I'm sure we'll hear about it later. But some of the things that I hope the PDGA did everything in their fucking power to not allow this to happen. I don't think
so. I just heard a video of Silas, I believe, on Bodanza channel where he was saying that this is something that the dgpt wants to start implementing in the future for like every event and like the season long. Just what I heard from a video. Don't know how much truth is that, but that is what I was mentioned.
That's just dumb.
I'm just saying that's what I heard.
That's just
and
dumb.
I hear a lot about. I saw positives in the direction of pushing for the Olympic sports and then also NCAA.
Dude, what man? It's 2025. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
Well, the DGPT one, if they want to do drug testing moving forward, they can exclude weed.
Yeah, I guess you're right on that. I bet you they would do that.
I would hope so. Knowing the players, they should.
Yeah, and you got the states; it's legal. So, like, how can you? Like,
I will say the culture is
of
shifting away from. I will say from what we notice as well.
What?
Do you not disagree? The amount of people that could just be like, "Oh, professional disc golfers are pothead hippies." Is slowly moving away. The amount, the percentage of weed smokers in professional disc golf, I would even say post-COVID has dropped significantly.
Yeah.
And that's just because
I know of the dirty looks that we used to get because we would fucking just be out there with it. I don't give a shit. Like you know what I mean? And I just remember
respectfully. So it's not like we're pulling up in the middle of the hole.
not like on the fucking tee.
We go across the sidewalk where it's no longer the property.
But man, we're gonna smell like fucking cannabis for men at times. Like I get it. Like so, but no, yeah, it's nowhere near. Like there's pockets, but there's nowhere near.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So is this drug testing a big deal in your opinion?
What makes it a big deal for me is the PDGA should be there to protect its players and its members. And if they didn't do everything in their power to not prevent this or to exclude or do something along those lines, then they failed their members completely on this by not giving enough notice, by not giving not communicating. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, from the sound of it, like they said, as soon as they heard it, they gave the information out. Why they wouldn't have that is beyond me. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I'm
weird.
saying, like, I hope they were fighting it, and that's why this was like the final straw. Guys, we can't do anything. But like, if not, then like, how did you fail not to have this being communicated?
You still should have said that.
Yeah, like,
just in case.
Oh yeah, you should just lie like that. Yeah, even if it's not true. But like, if it was truly not, like, how have you not been looking into this? How have you not been examining this? How is this not part of like organizational meetings? And like, I'm sure they're having conference calls and this and that. Like, how is none of that being discussed? This had to have been on the table for a while.
So all of this is you're saying, do you have any belief in the conspiracy theory that this is some European plot to get a champion over there?
Somebody fucking
dude. Oh yeah, that's everywhere.
Oh
I'm sure plenty of it's joking, but I've seen that conspiracy being told. I put it into yesterday's video, dude.
Yeah,
I said, put your tinfoil hat on,
bro. Like there's Europeans that are already like the betting favorites, like without this, and I don't think with it, I don't think the people that would be competing for a Worlds they're fine.
Oh yeah,
unless like Pothead McGee pops off out of nowhere. But no, like, so that's where I think, yes, I think it's a big deal in that way. Because is this happening at European Open or the European Festival? If not, then I would say, what's the difference here? And it better be something Finland laws.
I said I would like a better explanation.
And if it's not, then it's like, then what are we doing here? Both of these are majors. The only difference is that they're in different countries. So like, it better be something like Finnish law is forcing this, and we don't have a fucking choice. But like, also say that in the letter.
Yeah,
like, you know, present that in the letter. Like, we tried exhausting this. We understand you may live in states where this is legal. Yada yada yada. You know what I mean? And cover the gamut.
Honestly, they're even getting shit talk because they don't tell all the information, where all the people that are commenting, this is a waste of PDGA money, where I don't think any of it's coming out from the PDGA because it's not what they want. It's got to be coming from the local made people or I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, who is putting this on?
I'll tell you what, it'll be fucking interesting if we see a weird DNF or like, I don't even know how they would classify that if they do get pinched. Or do those results come after the tournament?
It will be interesting.
You know what I mean?
There's all stuff.
And then also like, let's say somebody does get pinched. What's the ramification in the future? Is it just that event? Are they not allowed to play at other events? Is there a multi-year ban? Like, what's that?
Yeah, there is nothing in place because the PDGA doesn't have.
For sure. And don't get me wrong, I'm not necessarily like punishment by PDGA. I'm just talking WADA. Like, maybe it's not just that event.
Yeah, anything that WADA would be a part of. Yeah. But it seems like if they come back to the PDGA, unless the PDGA specifically is all of a sudden like, we're going to reprimand you because of that's kind of, I wouldn't be surprised with the warning in the letter. They basically were like, yo, don't make us look silly.
I'm sure there is like, there's that one, like, I don't want to call it the Nico clause, but like the detrimental to the sport or to the,
we're gonna suspend you.
Yeah. Like, it's like, hey,
you made us look bad.
Yeah.
I get you. All right, that was enough on the drug testing. That's going to be an ongoing thing until Worlds, probably every single week. And if there is an incident, we'll be there to cover it in person.
Bro, we got to like do a shirt or something.
Like a weed shirt?
Like IP for enjoyment, not employment type shit.
That would be good. Show to the presser, dude.
Yeah, like.
You get drug tested? Yeah. Every person that comes on. Yeah. That'd be funny.
Maybe just have like a giant syringe or some shit.
Go over the top. The next thing I want to talk about was the Hive at I was going to say Des Moines Challenge, but it's not. It's still DMC. The Discmania Challenge. The Hive has been a part of Hole 5 for, I can't even tell you how many years. When I was there in 2023, they were there. It seemed like they were kind of established. So at least 2 years they got underneath their belt doing this hijinks of sorts, because I know some people were against it, thinking that it made disc golf look unprofessional. It was in the same category as the Obi-Wan spotters and such. And hey, maybe if a grown man is dressed as a bee with antennas, it is a little off-putting look. However, what I will say is it's called the Hive because they have a sponsor attached to it. And if I was that sponsor, I would be feeling real great about all the advertisement.
Absolutely.
Now, it isn't that great because it really doesn't get any airtime or really showcased on the live stream of sorts. However, it seems as if the fans that were there have a better environment to spectate professional disc golf.
Yeah, I think the main difference between like the Hive and some of the others is they are right on the mic.
Yeah, they are next to tee.
Yeah. Unlike 8 holes, and I can't think of Dynamic.
I feel like they're not necessarily rowdy when someone's team though. Everyone feels as if they're respectful.
Not off the tee, but like you hear them after the throws, you hear them cheer, you hear what they're saying.
Round one, Philo even made a mention of a Macbeth misputt, blaming the Hive and the loudness.
Oh yeah, I do remember
off the
that.
band, yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
because it was like you heard it pop. Yeah, and we've heard that at MVP. No, disc golf needs more of this. Disc golf needs to embrace this, and it's not a bad thing.
I would almost say if you have a course, you want this. Now, you can't force it. That was the argument where I would agree with Dixon. I don't think this one is forced. But when I say every course needs one of these, I'm more saying, hey, if you're local to these areas, you need to step up and create the spectacle. Yes. The course itself needs to design an area where it's like, hey, guys, this would be really cool if you hang out over here. But you can't name it. You can't create a theme or anything. You need the players or you need the fans themselves to come up with that. Yes. As long as you provide
it's got to be organic.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you still need to provide the infrastructure.
Yeah. And you just need like one weird dude to like say we're going to do
That's
this.
That's where all of them started. The 8 holes were just during COVID. I think it was just dudes wanting to spectate or whatever. I know the Mingos were dads that wanted to spectate. They got together and they came up with that. They're giving back to charity. This one was a sponsor-led one.
Same hole where they got the gecko. Like
the CTP gecko.
Nobody says anything about that. Why? Because they know they're getting paid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like $500 for CTP on the final day.
But they also know that like I think there's money attached to that or something, or people assume to that.
Well, I say spectating events for as long as we have. It's, in my opinion, it's kind of shitty to watch. The viewing itself, either you have to be in the top 2 rows and you're seeing things, or if you go anywhere tightly wooded, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah.
So I enjoy stuff like this because you do get to just see a wide variety of players. You can just chill out. You can hang out with other disc golf fans, converse. I think that is why it's so necessary.
I like to day drink too.
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Let's be real. Like that's the party atmosphere and there's nothing wrong with it. Like honestly, like
I think more people would like to just sit, hang out and be a part of that, especially if it's planned out with you see something direct, then you get a couple of more viewing areas. And then it's like, there's your opportunity to sell.
And what's
put something there,
man, like
make money that way.
I'm tired of disc golfers and disc golf fans sometimes getting in their way of shit and like trying to like judge and like or critique. Like, cool, if this ain't your thing, don't go there. Don't be part of that. There's plenty of 17 other holes to spectate or watch or events. But this is what's going to make that community special. This is what brings people together. Why are we trying to regulate that?
It's really weird for fans complaining about people spectating and cheering on a sport. That's a really weird take, in my opinion. Like I can't wrap my head around it. Yeah, isn't that something we'd want more?
Dude, and there's plenty of people dressing up in fucking men dressing up in bees and shit in the stands of every sporting event. Let's be real.
You go to disc golf courses now, you're gonna look around and see someone wearing a wacky ass outfit.
That's probably true.
It's not uncommon.
Yeah. People are still rocking chain wallets and shit. Fuck, man. Like, come on. I want to know what I think part of it also is it's determined by like the commentators and the media coverage of it. Like when there's like you need that those people that are like broadcasting need to walk that fine line of like not bringing it up too much, not bringing it up showcasing enough.
It. Well, that's my issue though. Is I feel like this could be a way to entice larger sponsors like the Hive, like other people that could throw money to be the big orchestrating thing where the fans come and hang out and have your products there. But it gets no coverage on the live itself. Where I feel like that's probably DGPT's selling point of we have X amount of viewers watching or whatever. So you do need something there. But I would almost argue have someone dedicated there, where you have check-ins with the Hive, or you have someone being like, yo, look what the fun thing over here where you're still showcasing it. But yes, walk the line of it's not just a circus over here, but you're showing the positives of what it can be and why you need to come out and be a part of it, or why someone needs to create it at their event.
And the pros love it. Like the pros enjoy
that was the
it.
best part. We had Paul Ulibarri said it was awesome. Chris Clemens said that it was dope. Gannonber's mom was in the comment section saying it was dope.
You got pros that will go spectate with the fans. There. Like they do it at MVP all the time.
It's the culture, man.
Yeah,
it is what disc golfers want, and this is just what they're part of.
No, man, like we don't need button-up suits and like dude, and like man, this is the other funny thing is like people want to do the golf comparison and then like, all right, let's run the video of this event in Arizona. Let's see this is cool. Like we can't have nice things like a guy dressed up in a gecko costume, but we can get pissed drunk over here and fall over each other. Like, come on. Like this is like you want that comparison? Nah, man, like let's make it fun. Let's make it unique. Let's make they help make the stop stand out, good or bad. Like there's no bad press in this scenario. There's none. Now, if you are gonna do this, like I would like Jefferson said, organic, come with a plan, and ultimately engage and have fun. That's it. Like, but I did like it. There are some times where it's like, all right, I think we could like maybe come up with a chant or like, you know what I mean? Well, like they have a little bit more prepared.
Every time where they go close to OB or they're all chanting green flag or whatever, they have their little chants. I know the 8 holes have traditions. Yeah, that's a part of that organic stuff that can go a long way where you're being engaged. You have a reason to be interacting with damn near every single shot. Where I think that is something you're missing, where you countless times I just see people wandering around looking, not knowing what to do almost.
Dude, and those people are there for like FPO and MPO the whole entire day. Like, do not challenge like these people's fandom. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, no.
I heard they were giving out honey sticks to pros too that wanted some. That's fit the bee theme, man. Like, come on, you got to appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. That's a nice touch, guys. The hive is good. Like,
I know the guy orchestrating it too is talked about maybe being over the line, but talking to him like 2 years ago when I was there, the passion's there. Like the people that run this shit are diehard, would do absolutely anything for the sport and their community. And if he goes a little overboard for the one day or the couple of days a weekend that he's been planning out for the entire year, that's okay. I'm sorry, but that is okay. Because that dude also probably did so much fucking work the entire year that will never get appreciated. No. Or never get talked about, and he will be busting his ass. This goes to everyone across.
Probably lose money because that happens in disc golf all the time.
Because this is their weekend, and they want to make sure that every pro is having the absolute best time with no worries possible.
That's the other thing people don't realize is that it's that type of engagement that helps keep your stop on tour. Like the players take surveys after every event, and this is the little things where like, hey man, that was pretty dope. Those people were here when it was windy and rainy and hot. And like, cool. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe a 6 turns into a 7 or like that could be a difference maker. We've heard plenty of stops that are on tour where they're like, yeah, they're not going to get rid of this because of how it scores. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, and that's some of those stops or some people would be fine. Like, you know what I mean? But like, totally. So that's like, there's so much dynamics of this, and these people are helping create that, and that's a community builder. Like the revenue that's coming in, this is all of that aspect we want to ignore because we think it's weird somebody's dressed in a costume. Like, come on, like seriously, who cares?
For real. Yeah. I can't agree more because I really think that this is something that disc golf can use to better it overall. I think we can take the concept of this being a fun, engaging thing for fans, and then all of a sudden I wouldn't be surprised if later down the line you have courses that have multiple areas where you have hubs where you go and you can be a part of. Now you're the whole 6ers and you have the whole 8ers, and it's like, who's better?
Dude, Des Moines showed up. They had the like Worlds trailer on 18. That was a nice touch. Like being on enough stops on tour, we can kind of tell the ones that like phone it in and the ones that are like, all right, these guys put something together. And though I've never been to Des Moines, the stuff extra that I saw, like the trailer, the stations, the hive, this, like, yeah, you guys put it together.
They have done the best job of creating the extra stuff to make people come out and be a part of the experience. The creator challenge, I thought was dope. I thought maybe it could have been executed better for the live people, but I bet every person there spectating had a wonderful time interacting with your favorite content creators and being closer to probably ever to professionals. Yeah.
And the best part is, they're going to get better if they do it again next year.
They're going to continue doing that probably every year at this event. And they created something new. It's actually a good point of right before Europe. It's that weird, this is about to be like the home stretch of you're grinding out every single weekend. Have some fun before you leave.
Yeah. And I think the sport as a whole is trying to expand that, like, because man, a VIP ticket one day is like not going to cut it. You need to kind of expand the event to make it travel worthy and for people to take vacations and stuff like that. So It's the right move. And man, like I like what they're doing. I like what they're doing. I'm not a big fan of the Iowa. I'm gonna be real.
Really? I'm all right with it.
I kind of like I get that concept. Hey, you tried something new, great. It does whatever.
You gotta make it special.
It's not that I hate it. Yeah, I'm not gonna say like, hey, I don't dislike it. It just doesn't do anything for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's all I'm trying to say. And I think it's only because it's like
you can't really tell.
You got to build it up. Like like you kind of like. I think it's a little too low to the ground. Like if it was higher, it would add more dramatic. Like it's an island. That's what I think it might be.
I gotcha.
So
I think it's time to jump into the actual play itself for a little bit. I don't want to go too in depth on this whole thing because we do have a video made yesterday where it's a quick recap of everything you would possibly need to know. I think the main topic yes, Cadence Burge, dope, breakout, that was awesome, final hole. Go listen to that all over there. We didn't talk necessarily about Kristin and the toe injury and if that is creating any actual like effect on their recent performances because they haven't been Kristin level.
It's hard for me to say or anybody to say right now that, okay, it's hard for most people to argue that Kristin doesn't look the same, whether you think that's injury or something else. Mm-hmm. But I say that at the same rate as she's only had one tournament where she didn't take first or second. Like it's so stupid. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
she's still next level.
Yeah, it is. Now there are tournaments like the Austin one where she wasn't really in competition, but she still took second. Like you know what I mean? So like there are some opportunities where she's kind of slid into that. So I think that may be part of it. So it's difficult, but no, she doesn't look the same. And this was, I think, before the toe injury also. I think like it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't like sound the same. I think there's something there. And the market's volatile. It's her final. This is her biggest contract she will have for the remainder of her career. Mm-hmm. And you're adding the pressure of a major and worlds in Europe and a major in your own home country. And I think that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then also talking media blitzes, man, she's flown over to do media blitzes and like, so the travel, this, that, I think, I really hope for the sake of the game, I really just hope that like, she kind of like takes like a little bit break into your world.
And then the follow-up question after that, do you feel as if the FPO field is rising or if Kristin's starting to fall from the GOAT status that we once were like 2 years ago, almost handing it to her after 2 world championships, even though there's 3 other FPO players that have 5?
Man, it's such a cop-out, but it's a little bit of both.
That's fair. Honestly, that is a fair.
Like,
because it is.
There is. Like when you have a performance of what Cadence just did, I know that the fields were split, but like you see her putter working, you see Silva's putting working. The putting game has progressed as much as most people won't acknowledge that. And so I think that's where Kristin gained a lot of strokes. She's right there with the same distance. And so I think it's a little bit of both. I think like Holland and them have gotten better. And I think like Kristin has settled a little bit. And so like, and the airs aren't as pronounced. It's too early to say Kristin's like on a slide. If she goes major list this year, then I'm all worried. Yeah, then I'm worried.
Yeah, she still could win another Worlds.
Yeah.
She could still get the next 2. Evelina, though, her year, she could be popping off to be the major killer.
Dude. Man, if Evelina took one down. Oh, man.
I hope it's Worlds if it's both of them 2-time. She's getting a destroyer for show, with a cooler one.
2-time. That would, hey, man, that'd be quite the statement. Evelina just keeps winning majors and huge events, and people just keep just being like, "Oh, the field helped her." Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I get that, like, because she's not a 70 to 80% putter from C1X, that you have a problem with.
But she's the best to ever throw the disc,
dude. She is filthy. like, she is just filthy off the tee, and it's leaps and bounds above. Like, you know what I mean? It is, yeah, it's impressive. So she's got to be one of, like who, all right, right now, this is the other part of the argument with Kristin. Who is the favorite going into Worlds on the FPO?
Probably still call it Kristin.
Still call it Kristin, right? Okay.
First or second, yeah.
And are you putting Holland second, or are you putting Evelina
I'm
second?
putting Evelina, personally.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay, I agree with it. I don't fault that. I don't think I wouldn't disagree with either. I can understand both sides. So then it would go what? Those 2, 2, 3. Then are you going Missy or are you going Silva?
Missy, just because she's got the
majors, and I gotcha.
She's got the resume to back that up more than Silva does.
All right, yeah.
The other question I want to ask, because I made this statement in the video.
Sure.
Is it safe to say Niklas Antila is the greatest European disc golfer of all time? All right, right? That's pretty, hands down.
I don't
you
think
can't
that's
even.
no.
Okay, I just want to make sure. That's what I said. I said it's undebatable. I'm like, you can't even say anything. That's what I said. Just want to make sure that is a fair statement. Someone might come at me and be like, yo, get your Nibo. But I don't know yet.
That Nibo is the only one. Oh, man. Seppo. Those are the only two that come to mind.
And that's the problem, too, with what are we going to call like the modern era disc golf? Do you count the.
Dude, Seppo was really good.
Seppo follows on Instagram. Shout out Seppo.
Seppo in Woods was something special to watch. Like, Seppo in Woods was just. He had that Isaac in the Woods type. You know what I mean? Like, just smooth.
He just disappeared.
Yeah, man.
It was like, I'm going to take a step back, be a part of Prodigy Europe and stuff.
Good for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, he was filthy. But yeah, those are the only two that came into mind. And you're talking. Now, the interesting thing, I understand this is a huge deal in Europe. I feel like with the fact that Niklas and everybody's there, but it's not a major. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not.
It's not. I don't think it's DGPT, is it?
I think it has like does it have the same classification as USDGC? Like it's an X something.
Oh, really?
I think it's like an XA. What's that?
I don't know. I just looked at PDGA. I just saw it wasn't on the same level. It says A tier. Yeah, A tier.
Yeah, I gotcha. So like, but it does have a certain prestige to it.
All the Europeans want to win this event. That is their
absolutely
their top.
Dude, and they're wearing the country's jerseys.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Dude, Norway looks so sick. Like, man, European disc golf is something special. Like, it's kind of neat. And like, but
heading over back to the States, then Ezra Aderhold taking it down. Surprised?
Man, I was one of the few people where I began to doubt it possibly happening. Like I was like, I don't know. Everyone's like, yeah, it's for sure. This is the year.
He was on the bubble of the championship last year.
Yeah, but like, yeah. So, am I surprised? No, but I didn't think it was going to for sure happen. Like,
does he get another one? Did the floodgates open? Is he going to be another player with a different type of mentality? Because with Cascade, he was in contention too, just choked. Is that going to start leaving
take over the bar?
Is it going to have like the AB effect where you take the one and then, all right, a couple follow?
Dude, he does. Ezra has performances at certain, like every pro does, but like there's certain tracks that like Ezra excels. And like, so yeah, do I think he gets another win? Yeah, I'd probably give him another for sure. Like at like a little event, like, I don't want to call it little like that, but like Des Moines, you know what I mean? Where you got weird fields mixed, you know, a golf course style.
Ezra is one of the players where I would no disrespect to this, because maybe he will just figure it out. But if the circle one gets moved back and you can no longer step putt, he is one of the best step putters in the world.
So yeah, my personal opinion. The funny thing is, my personal opinion of Ezra is like, I used to think I believed he was overrated. He was overvalued because of his content. His year this year is bananas. Like, I was looking at it, I was like, dude, Ezra's up there in points. Ezra's up there in DGBT points. I want to say he's in the like top 6 or 7 in DGBT points.
So he won this one, obviously. Even a second at Memorial, 5th at Northwest, 8th at that was match play, 8th at Champions Club, 10th at Music City, 10th at Preserve, 11th at Kansas City, 13th Cascade. And then Waco 20. His worst finish was 40th, and that was at Supreme Flight.
And then he's pretty much top 10s from almost there. Like, you know,
with a few.
Yeah, he's up there. Nah, man. Like,
maybe it's all coming together.
He's putting it together this year. Good for him. Like,
yeah, he's only been a PDGA member since 2019.
Yeah, the like last or one of the last like breakout surprising talents.
And he went basically straight to MPO.
Yeah. Our game is changing where that will be far less likely moving forward. Like the professional lineup is juniors on up. And for him to break out on the scene like that, there's a few others, like, you know what I mean? Like I can think of a few pros that are kind of like that now, but to like break out, be as popular to get a dub, I don't know if we will see that often.
We're going to see a lot more players from juniors, collegiate from there than even the AM side. Yeah, I do agree
like
to
this
that.
is like this is one of those like truly like I think of like Matty O in a jersey like popping off at Worlds where everyone's like, where did this guy come? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Ezra had that similar effect where it was that off season. Where's he signing? Where's he going?
He's got a cool story too, man. Living out the Prius.
Yeah, dude, he
Eating
went all
nothing
in,
but
man.
beans.
Yeah.
The content got him a step closer where he has been, and then now the skills are really starting to show.
Dude, yeah, now he's an Instagram modeling it out there like across the globe.
Had his first sip of alcohol, said it wasn't that bad. Bro, if they did not take him to the lumberyard, I am pissed. I am actually. I put that in the video too. I was hoping to maybe get a laugh out of someone.
Nice. I think, yeah, I hope they did. I'm sure they did.
How else are you gonna celebrate a dub?
Come on,
Going
man.
to the strip club.
Can I weird random thought?
Yeah.
Let's go captains of teams because I thought of this because Avery was walking with Cadence and like if you had to just pick a team, not on disc, but just pure captain.
So I got Yuli Jenkins as captain.
Yeah, of Discmania.
What? Okay.
He's
Who? Nate Sexton. Ooh,
Oh, yeah,
I'm not
Sexton.
mad about that.
Yeah.
Who's the MVP?
let's just go give it to Simon.
Oh,
I guess.
probably that one then.
Nah, maybe James. James or Simon. Whatever.
I'm more going Sexton over James. No offense.
Okay.
Who else has got one? That's probably it. I don't know.
That's probably the
I'm not
major.
going trilogy. Or is that Bobby? Bobby the no, he's like the media guy. Who that? Slick Breeze?
Cool dad. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like others. Like I don't. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's just go that.
Nate
You're going-
Sexton, baby.
I'll go. I'll take Yuli.
You say Yuli?
Yeah.
Oh,
At least I know I'm gonna like play cards and like.
true. We have a good time.
Yeah.
You have Brad too with him, dude. Honestly, when Ezra picked up
Dude,
Brad, I
Superman
thought
the
a finger
fuck
went
out
up
of
his
him.
ass, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was worried for the guy. Or you like toss him out in the woods?
Dude, the best is there's a shot like just him Superman posting it unintentional, but I was like, holy shit, that's epic. And then like, oh,
They might have been the best celebration of all time. I thought he was about to go
Whoa.
Ezra smash, just everything. I
Whoa.
thought he was about to just start
Dude,
talking
it was
shit.
kind of like the weird dichotomy of like being in tears, emotional, like breaking down, walking up to all of a sudden be like, "Rah!" Like, just, you know what I mean? Just fucking like, to like the fucking like,
Girl the bridge.
yeah, like, fucking like
Show the traps.
throwing fucking hats and shit. Like, hey man, do you? But even like Cadence was like, she looked like she was about to pass out, like on her way up after like that OB. Where she,
Also
like,
cool
she
story,
couldn't
the
breathe.
dad.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
that
good
was-
storylines overall
yeah,
for the weekend.
That was like,
yeah.
man, that was
The dad gave. They cut it because he was about to say like, "Fuck yeah," and they cut it right when we went, "Fuck." That was awesome.
Hey, I will also give a lot of credit, like not only for the dad to show up there, but to spectate, to not like try to be a caddy, to not like make the
Let the moment
situation
happen.
different. Yeah, right. Like, no, this worked before I got here. Let's maintain it. Like,
Imagine the
and
pressure
that
of your
takes a
family
lot.
driving 13 hours up just to what you could like.
Dude, I know.
Ooh,
I know. But like, yeah, he was behind the rope. He wasn't like right there. Cause man, you got to figure he could have been like for sure. They would have wanted him all over. So I do give Pops credit on that. That is not many people do that. Now I also know like other like Isaac always asked for his dad there. Like, you know what I mean? So I get that. But like I think that's kind of like a cool, like underappreciated that I think most people don't think of when they saw that. Like it's like, hey man,
Fair.
that's neat.
Is there anything else from the Discmania challenge you want to highlight? I think that's pretty much
Rebecca Don, man.
Good call,
man.
good
I'm
call.
not gonna lie. Like,
the young FPO talent.
I think Rebecca Don is gonna be up there. Taylor also had her first 1,000 rated round. I forgot to put
Shout
that in
out.
the vid. And she's up for Rookie of the Year. Those two are going to be battling out for Rookie of the Year. I think it's going to be a shame because I don't know if Rebecca's going to be on a European swing.
Probably not.
And
she
I-
seems
and I'm-
young for that.
Yeah, and I'm assuming Taylor is. So like, she should be able to rack up some points because right now I think Rebecca's got her in points and DGBT points, but she's going to be missing however many events. Yeah, that's the only problem. But she's got better finishes, top 5, her first top 5 ever. So yeah, I think that both of those having performances are pretty impressive. I want nothing more for Taylor. So does everybody else. Everyone's invested on that one. Yeah. Everybody's invested on that. But like, yeah, Rebecca's got.
She's got time too. She's young.
Yeah, man. I've just like, there's aspects of her game where I'm like, I think she will be very tough. If she keeps growing and progressing, I think she'll be very tough.
Big shout out to Adam Hammis too. If he had a semi, even if he just had a normal bad round, he would have easily won this tournament, shooting 1 down, 1,004 rated first round, then following it up with a 1086 and a 1093.
1,000 rated, 1,004.
Oh my God, yeah. He's shooting like rounds that I could do.
I know. Wow.
Taking second, 2 strokes. Also, Evan Smith was in contention for the damn near the entire thing, and then you're going to bogey 1 and 13, which might be
Evan Smith needs a fuck. You want to talk about someone who needs a nickname? Evan Smith needs a nickname. Like something like
basic as hell.
Man, I'm like, dude, that dude is just like in the background, and like all of a sudden you see him on the leaderboard, and you're like, when did that dude show up?
He's 1044 rated.
I know
no one really knows him.
It's a shame. It's like it's a travesty, like how good that dude is. That like people aren't more respectful of him and know what he's doing. And like I know he popped off at the end of last year. That kind of gave him a big name, but like. Or helped him progress, but like, dude,
everything about his game is clean.
Yeah, and I think that's part of it. Like, I think it's like you watch him and it's like nothing spectacular. It's not like pops off the screen where you're like, whoa. It's all right. That was clinical. All right, textbook, technique, cool. And then like all of a sudden the dude's like 8-10 down, and you're like, what happened? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just wild. The dude's talented. That was a nice little signing by Dynamic, in all honesty. So,
and the last shout out, Noah Meinsma, who's been on a tear recently, unsponsored.
Get that man a contract
for real. Starting off with a 5th at Masters Cup, a 7th at the Las Vegas Challenge, a 6th at the Q Series over in somewhere. I'm sure no advertisement on that. 6th at Preserve, 7th at Majestic, and gonna follow it up with a 7th place now, unsponsored.
Yeah,
dominating the local scene.
That's a shame. Yeah.
I'm sure plenty of people know who he is.
Yeah.
Because he was on tour for the longest time. I think even last year he was DGA, and he was one of the people to get not re-signed and took a step back from a full tour, but has just been tearing it up in this little local sector. He's from the Minnesota area, former Majestic champion, doing good things. But he's one of the people where I would not be surprised if we never see him on tour again, and he just becomes this local, like a Joe Revere in Colorado.
Dude, just kill it. People. Yeah, I would just, why not? Just murder the competition when you're there and just, it should be out there. No, he should be signed. Absolutely.
And that's going to wrap up this episode of the Spit Out, because this is the longest one we've ever done. And even it just looking at how long we've been going feels gross to me because we don't do this. But really, if you guys enjoy it, we can probably talk for longer.
We talked about drug screenings.
We talked
there
about
was 2 big events too. Yeah, that's part of it.
Whatever. We talked about disc golf. You guys enjoy it. We'll see you in the next one.
Peace.